Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another Dragon Warrior Randomizer here on Speed Gaming. I am one half of the commentary team this evening, Edge Talrin, best known as Edge. Joined with me here is Elmore St. James. Elmore, how are we doing tonight, buddy?
Quite excellent. It's a great night for a race.
Indeed, and this is going to be a very welcome break for these guys. We're going to be running standard flags tonight, with everybody kind of been playing on a winter league and everything. It's been all kinds of different stuff. So, back to the origination of everything on standard flags. I think this is going to be a really good race. We've got three very amazing and capable racers tonight.
Yeah, Ryguy and Marashu obviously are veterans of this. Stags 28 is relatively new, but has done very well for himself in his time here.
Oh yeah, Stags I believe did participate in the Winter League and did fairly well in all the races that I watched, and including the ones I commentated. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this race tonight. It's gonna be one of those good ones. Of course, it's gonna be, as I said, standard flags. So it's gonna be everything has to be found, all the items, all the keys, everything. So it's going to be a welcome change, and it's going to be a fun race.
Yeah, for those of you not following along with the Winter League, it was a random percent this last week. Oh, we have throne rooms. Let's see what we got. All right, starting this off, we have a pair of wings, which is nice. A Stones of Sunlight, always good to find, and obviously the magic key. So with the wings, they have the opportunity to fly out of the castle and use their magic key somewhere else other than getting out of the throne room. And it looks like a couple of runners are taking that opportunity right now.
Indeed, and of course there was a sorry about that. There was a town right outside, so we do have at least a town starting out. And it does look like we could have a couple of people who decided they're going to go ahead and hit the throne room treasury and finds Death Necklace and Erdrick's armor off the get.
That's really nice. So Ryguy went up to the throne room, I guess to get a couple open chests and maybe save. And he's going to find that Death Necklace and Erdrick's armor right now. I would be surprised if anyone chooses to reset and check behind the castle at this point, because that's quite the haul.
Yeah, I think with the Erdrick's armor being the first piece they find, and of course
and with
right there.
This is a great start for our runners here. Erdrick's armor obviously necessary for fighting the Dragon Lord and reducing the damage of his DL2 breath, but also just providing that defense in the beginning and the heal walk that it provides. It is the strongest armor in the game and probably one of the most overpowered armors in RPG lore.
Indeed, it also does help with any kind of damage tiles, such as swamp or barrier tiles. So, the walk through Cantland to get to the Old Man for coordinates, as well as any swamps that they do find, are going to be considered nullified.
And the swamp to the west of our location probably will be a little bit easier with it. We have Marashu going back inside the castle now, going to refill some MP.
Yeah, Marashu and Stags both already sit at level 3. Ryguy just behind, and I think that's just to the fact that he decided to step back in and do that save before he decided to grab his stuff. So yeah, he's not far behind him. So this is going to be a pretty neck and neck race, at least with this first get-go, I think.
And the Spell of Hurt will absolutely help with the early grind, being able to take down opponents they normally wouldn't be able to with the amount of strength they currently have.
Right, and already sitting at level 3 with anywhere between 38 and 40 hit points, depending on the name set that they went with. So not sitting too terrible HP wise either.
Nope, level 3 also brought, I believe, like 12 or 14 hit points, so it was pretty good. So we have Marashu heading back to Rimildar, it looks like, or maybe he's just grinding in the area around Tanagal. We have Ryguy taking out Wyverns, or correction, he's running away from it. I thought he was going to go after it. We found the town of Hawksness.
Right on. So he's got at least a good spot later on to pick up a grind once he gains a few more levels. Armor wise, I mean, he's sitting to where he's only taking 21 from these Axe Knights, but I think he's just going to go on home and try again another direction.
Probably. With this amount of hit points and with Urgix armor, I'd probably be exploring a little bit more. But seeing as how well I did in the Winter League, maybe that's not the best thing for our runners to do right now.
Wow. So we do have a cave just outside of there. We don't have any torches or anything, but it does look like this could be Swamp South.
Tablet Cave is what it looked like to me.
That was my next guess as well. And we do have the city or the town of Cole right next to it, so we're going to get to see that search spot, see what's down inside of it. And Erdrick's big stick in Cole, so now we are complete. At least one of our runners. Now he just needs to get him a shield, so he is gear-wise pretty much in go mode. So now he just needs to find the staff, get the rainbow drop, or the staff, the harp, the staff, and the rainbow drop, as well as Erdrick's token. He can finish this one out once he hits, level-wise, or at least gets heal more.
Absolutely, yeah. Healmore seems to be the only gatekeeper to this seed other than the required items to get in. For those of you joining us who aren't as familiar with the game, our runners all currently have the Stones of Sunlight, which was found in the throne room. Also required to enter Charlotte Castle is the token and Staff of Rain, which they trade in for the Rainbow Drop. The Staff of Rain is obtained by bringing the Silver Harp to the old man in the trading cave.
And then, of course, once you found all that, it is a small trip to what we like to call Jerk Cave, because if you don't have all three of those items, he will promptly kick you out upon entering. And then once you have that, take that rainbow drop, create the bridge outside of Charlotte Castle, and down you go.
That's what they need. And looks like they're grinding up some gold for some keys right now and sticking around closer to home.
And I do think that is a pretty smart play. You've got keys this early in the game. You might as well stick around to grab them because you still do have the bottom of Tanajo Castle, as well as like we saw with Stags just a minute ago. Possibly Tablet Cave there, which could have Fighter's Ring, Dragon Scale, or any one of the items could possibly even potentially have gold down there. So it's a free cave. The only problem is without knowledge of how the cave operates, trying to operate in the dark down there with no outside spell. There are no enemy encounters, so you could get down there and find yourself lost and bumping around for a little while.
Yeah, and it'd be unfortunate to have to bring up a map and try to bump yourself out of there. I don't think any of our runners are going to take that chance tonight. There's only one chest there out of the few available in the overworld, so most people will tend to prioritize that a little bit less.
Right, one torch or a radiant spell later on in the game tends to be where that comes into play. But again, with it being completely randomized, you never know what's in that chest down there either.
Absolutely.
All right.
It looks like. Oh, I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, Stags is going to go in here and round out the last of our folks to grab keys in this run. So everybody is now full of key, or at least a few keys in. And now we have also Marashu heading to the basement of Tanagel.
And this looks like the mountain cave.
Indeed. So not a terrible start. And was that Hurtmore or Healmore I saw over there on Marashu's screen?
I'm not exactly certain.
All right, so it looks like level 5 brought our second spell. It could easily be Healmore, so at this point it could just be a quick run to where they need to go.
Oh, we've got our first Charlock enemy in the mountain cave. It's a wizard. With the Erdrick's armor, they're not hitting quite as hard, but still hard enough to send Marashu back to see the king.
Yep, and that level 5 spell was Healmore, So they are sitting pretty well. Magic wise, not so much. Still going to need quite a bit of magic. It looks like Stags is going to go in here and take a look and see what's downstairs.
And with Urgic Sword, he's going to have a little bit easier of a time, especially since he does. Was Healmore level 5 or level 6? Because if it's level 5, he's got it, and he won't have to waste his magic on hurts because he's swinging with Urgic Sword.
Right, but he didn't stop and refill his magic before he went down, so I think he's only sitting with 1 magic point. Yeah, so that, I mean, it was level 5 that gave Healmore. He's only got one point, so it's going to be a little bit of a thing for him. But he did pick up some gold down there, Mountain Cave, so we'll see how this plays out for him the rest of the way.
Yeah, Skeletons and Druin Lords are a nice little mid-tier enemy. Skeletons early to mid, but Druin Lords, solid mid-tier enemy, especially swinging Urgic Sword to take out. The Knights, not quite as much, but he does get away. Looks like he's been practicing his Dark Walking because he's doing a very good job of this right here.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, again, super impressive. As new as he is to the community, just watching him Dark Walk through here is just something else. But that Star Wyvern looks like he's getting ready to send him home with the sleep and baby breath.
Not the full Wombo combo, but definitely not something they want to see, especially with only 1 magic point. It'll be interesting to see if he goes right back down there. He does only have 1 heal more. So, well, nope, here he goes.
Yeah, he said, it's worth a shot. I mean, he managed to get down there and get that first chest. So now he's just got to go and get the rest of it. Of course, being that Mountain Cave is here and he knows that chest, first chest on top of Mountain Cave has gold, he could easily set up a gold grind for a Silver Shield this early in the game.
Absolutely. Did we see Silver Shield in the shop at Rimuldar?
I don't know if I don't even know if they took a look at the shop in Rimuldar. I think everybody just went, got keys, and took off.
Classic mistake. I'm just kidding. He is going for another dive, taking out this skeleton. Still casting hurt, surprising. I guess he's got a couple before he runs out of MP, or at least runs out of that range where he can cast that 1 heal more.
Right. Well, again, not a terrible idea, but I mean, when you're swinging Erdrick's sword, hurt at this point, still early. I don't really think, though, that it would really need to be a viable strat trying to go with hurt. If you got Erdrick's sword, save that for the heal more at the absolute hour of need. I think everybody still does have 1 herb left, too, so that does help a little bit.
And he does find that silver harp and the fairy flute. Wow. So Tanagal has a number of key items this time.
Right. So it's amazing. Super early game on this one already. This is going to be a game of finding a grind spot here soon and just kind of getting that grind at least, in my opinion, until about 12. Stags knows where, Rye Guy knows where Sharlock is, but Stags has not been there yet. Or not Sharlock, Hawksness. I'll get it right in a minute.
Hawksness and Cole really is what the other 2, Ragai and Marashu, need to find, because that will help them out significantly. The amount of time that they don't have Erdrick Sword is the time that Stags definitely has the advantage.
Yeah, Stags, all he really needs is a couple of really good kills. If I saw right, he's only 30 experience away from 6, so he could really take a commanding lead if he just gets a decent grind spot.
Yeah, he's
to get
5 experience away from 6, so it's 1 enemy.
Yeah, so again, he's right there. He's on the cusp of this. So he knows kind of where he needs to be. He just needs to get a couple of decent kills, and it's his game a little bit here.
Yeah, Druin right here will help him out significantly. He'll get that level 6 here.
Meanwhile, we do have Marashu, who did visit the vendor there in Rimuldar, but I did not see what he had.
Yeah, I looked over there as soon as he was walking away as well. We have Stags going to Cole, maybe checking the shop there, probably going to stop by the inn at the very least. Still don't know exactly how to get to Charlock, which is interesting considering how close it is to the start.
Yeah, and he does find Breckenary, so he is able to find that cheap inn, get some HP and MP back, as well as stop by the shop here, maybe pick up a torch or two, and, why not a dragon scale while you're there?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the two defense points is not necessarily huge game breaking right now, but towards the end of the game, it could be the difference. Also, the repel factor later on, that 2 extra defense could make a difference.
Oh, indeed, indeed. So it's going to be interesting to see how our runners play out. Again, Stags with the definite advantage right now of exploration and equipment. I mean, he's got the commanding lead as far as that goes, and it's just a matter of time before he actually takes the experience lead, I think.
Absolutely, and Marashu's found Hawksness now. Looks like is he going over to Spike Tile?
I think that he's either kind of doing exploration to see what's in here as far as enemies, or he is actually going to go just kind of take a poke at that spike tile just to get a feel for what's in here.
With Erdrick's armor and hurt, something. Oh, he doesn't have any mana. But if he notices something like a Axe Knight, for instance, heal more and hurt. Hey, there we go. We got a vanilla spike tile and Hawksness.
Right, and of course, level 6 did bring sleep, so there's always the possibility of putting him to sleep. Not a guarantee, but it is a possibility.
Definitely. So level 6, with the amount of hit points they have, with the amount of mana they have, could possibly take out that Axe Knight, see what's on the spike tile and Hawksness, and make their decisions from there. Still have Metal Slime on Stacks 28 up there near close to home.
Well, he's got one. Let's see if he can get the other two.
That's 2, and it's still there.
And let's see if he can get number 3 here. It's going to be a close one.
That's it.
Got him, 255. That is the experience lead shifting significantly right there.
Absolutely.
So, Metal Slimes, as most of you guys will know from previous all Dragon Warrior games, honestly, the absolute highest agility in the game, giving them the absolute highest defense and making the hardest things to hit, as well as one of the most experience giving pieces in this game.
In the randomizer, Red Dragons, Metal Slimes, and Golems are all worth 255, I believe. In the base game, obviously, the Metal Slimes are worth a little bit more, or relatively more. The Metal Slimes are difficult to take down. They have a high chance of running away, especially even without the Scared Metal Slimes flag that's on right now. With the amount of strength they have, they are definitely scaring them away.
So we now have Marashu finding Cole, picking up Erdrick's sword. So he is going to catch up to Stags a little bit as far as the gear token. But at this point, he has the large shield already. So we'll see how this plays out. Stags taking a step into Hawksness. I think he's going to check that spike tile out as well.
Absolutely. Give it a shot at least. We know that, the armor and sword aren't there, but you still need the token in order to enter Charlotte Castle, and that could well be sitting there. And if he does find that, that's a definite advantage. All he has to do is search for the Turning Cave and the Rainbow Drop Cave. And if there is anything there, since we have found the Fairy Flute and the Death Necklace, it will be the token. Although we are not guaranteed to find something there.
Right. So Stags is going to go for it. He's going to give everything he's got, dropping a couple of hurts. He only did 6 damage with the sword at this point, and Hurt is doing a little more damage, but hey, I think he's just going to go all or nothing here.
Yeah, unfortunately, a couple low rolls on Hurt is going to send him back, especially with the Axe Knight swinging hard for that 33 earlier. Maybe one more level and give it another shot.
Yeah, I was thinking kind of pretty much 1 or 2 more levels, and this is a easy response to that one. And of course, the HP factor is, or the MP factor is still a thing here. He's only got 16 magic at level 7.
The thing that's confusing me, and this may be just my inexperience, but Marashu running away multiple times from those wyverns with the Spell of Hurt and with Urgix Armor, that to me seems like a pretty easy 64 XP.
Yeah, that's something that I would take, but then again, he may have an idea of something he's trying to get to. Droll Magi, not bad. Super easy, and looks like they're only swinging with Hurt today, so this is not a terrible thing for him to have.
Hurt and Stop Spell. We did not mention earlier, but Urgix Armor does make you immune to Stop Spells, so that's another advantage that they have.
Yep. Marashu picking up level 7 off of that Droll Magi. So he's going to end up with Stop Spell now, so he's got a little bit of way to fight back. Again, Stag's in the lead experience-wise. Not so much gear-wise anymore, because now Ryguy has the sword as well. So everybody's kind of in the same as far as gear. We're just kind of... that Metal Slime is making a huge difference for Stags.
Yeah, and just saw Metal Slime in another zone on Ryguy's screen. So Metal Slimes are definitely in the overworld, and this one was in a forest, so it's a little bit higher encounter rate for him.
Yeah, and then of course Ryguy did just pass right by the entrance to Sharlock, so he now has an idea how to get in there. So it looks like this is a one-continent map.
We haven't seen Grave or Swamp, so like the worst case scenario for our runners right now is that the Grave of Garen is on the other side of the continent. We also have not seen the town of Cantlin. So if there is nothing behind that spike tile in Hawksness, there's a good chance that there is an overworld search tile active, and they will need to find Cantlin in order to find it, unless they want to search every tile on the screen.
Right, and then of course that's going to require having their GPS Wayland positioning system. So they're going to end up having to head and pick her up from Swamp, so that's going to be a very important thing as well.
Absolutely. It's actually kind of surprising how little of the map we've seen with the progress that they have thus far. Now, the experience doesn't seem that high, but look at what they actually have on them with both Urgix Sword and Urgix Armor. It's turning out to be a pretty fast seed, and once they do get all that's required for them, maybe a little bit more MP, that grind is not going to be too terribly difficult.
Yeah, I'm thinking that we're going to see probably like a level 12, level 13 super magic jump. And of course, Marashu finding the town of Cantlin. So he now has the, he's about to find out whether or not we have coordinates for this map or not.
Absolutely. And if we do, that means that there is nothing underneath Hawksness. And we do not have coordinates. The old man tells us to go and fight.
So Hawksness is going to be the key to finishing this. Then again, it could still be just an item that we don't need. And there's a silver shield in Cantlin, so we now know a silver shield there. Let's see where we get to with this.
Yeah, Ryguy gets taken out by the Fun Police. Our first sighting of them, I believe, this seed.
Yeah, as they do say, that's the sound of the police. Whoop whoop.
Ah, and we have found the Jerk Cave. All
right, so we have one runner that has that information, and he is just literally one item away. Well, actually, still two, because he does need to turn that silver harp in. So we're still a little bit of a race here, trying to find locations.
That is true. Stags is a little bit behind on the exploration right now. He's searching the area that I believe Marashu was searching earlier, but he should be running into Cantlin and those areas sooner rather than later as well.
Yeah, and of course he is just using that sword, taking everything down as he's coming across it. Again, maintaining that experience lead by at least 400 points right now.
And Marashu is now taking out those wyverns, and if he continues to do that, he'll be catching up pretty quickly. Wolf Lords here as well. Both excellent mid-game enemies, not difficult to kill, and worth a substantial amount of XP relative to their current level. And we do have Marashu, searching the Spark Over tile. Nothing there. One of these days we'll find something.
It will be a glorious moment the moment it happens. Now, the question I guess I can throw out there is how many more people decide we're going to tag this? We're going to tag this spark over and see what we can find.
I think the meme is too strong on that one for them to ignore it.
I mean, the allure is there. I mean, you can't ignore it.
You could be the one.
So wyverns with hurt more. Ooh, that may be why Marashu was ignoring them.
That could be. I didn't see one from them earlier, but it could be a very good reason that he wasn't fighting them earlier. Unfortunately, he's fighting a Star Wyvern right now, casting Sleep, and hopefully not sending him back, but we'll see.
Yeah, even at level 8, these Star Wyverns are still hitting pretty spicy.
Yeah, luckily with Urgix Armor, that DL1 breath, or correction, the baby breath, is doing less damage than it normally would, but it's still enough with their limited hit points, and more importantly, their limited mana. Although they have Urgix Armor and they can walk heal, if they get in a string of bad luck, it's going to be a bad day for them.
Yeah, on that notation, it literally does just take one bad set of sleep and just getting knocked around to make a unfortunate error of, okay, I'm going to have to burn one of these heal morphs, which is still very limited. It only maybe 16 magic at level 8. Yeah, it's right now magic is a coveted resource.
Yeah, magic is definitely the thing they're looking for right now and hoping that the next level will bring substantial amounts of. Marashu exploring what appears to be the grave of Garen right now.
And Stag's about to find out the bad news that, Hawksness is your target right now, buddy.
Yep, and with the first 3 chests in Grave of Garen coming up as a... was it Bonk? Zonk? Anyways, he's actually taking out the Goldman. And interesting to see if he heads downstairs to the lower levels of Grave of Garen. They do not have the spell of outside. Now, if he has the knowledge of the gold grind in the mountain cave, which we know is underneath Tanagal, and we know that the silver shield is in Cantlin, he may take a death warp out of here and do that. And we have a raid from SpeedGaming 3. Welcome, welcome. If you are just joining us, we are in the Dragon Warrior Randomizer weekly Sunday race where Ryguy3745, Marashu, and Stax28 are duking out with our standard tournament flags. It's a pretty good race thus far. The MP is slow to come, so at level 8 they have less than 20 MP. However, they have a great advantage in what they know about the map and how much they have in terms of key items required to finish this. So it's a pretty fun one to watch.
Oh, most definitely. I was just commenting on that raid, and I was sitting here talking and realized I pushed the wrong button to talk. So, welcome everybody from SpeedGaming 3. Happy you guys can join us on this raid. And as he said, we are in the midst of a very spicy race. Stags with a commanding experience lead still, and as far as items go, everybody's at a pretty close level. So it's going to be a good one, probably down to the wire, I think, at this point in time.
Yeah, right now our runners are looking for the Erdrix token and the staff turning cave. We've already found the jerk cave, so they're hoping to find that token soon, so that as soon as they run across the turning cave, they can get the staff, head back to the jerk, and then start our grind. Hawksness has a Axe Knight on the vanilla Hawksness location, so the grind should be fairly straightforward for our runners.
Yeah, and of course, I think once these guys get a little more magic, I think that Axe Knight is a grindable spot a little bit. Stags, he's got a couple more HP at level 9, or 8 MP at level 9, sitting at 23, but still only a couple of heal mores and a few hurts, so not a big gain. And Rye Guy is initiating that gold grind, so he's getting ready to go get him that silver shield and take a gear advantage as far as that goes. A couple of defense points, yes, but hey, totally worth it when you get to the end.
And it looks like he's going for the classic double gold required. So even though it only takes 14,800 gold to get the silver shield, imagine he's grinding to 30,000 right now. That way, in case he takes a death, he doesn't have to reset necessarily.
Indeed. So Stag's going to find that desert dead end right there where those Star Wyverns were putting a little bit of hurt on Marashu earlier, and Marashu finds a Metal Slime. We'll see if he can get this one in. And unfortunately, not today.
Nah, unfortunately, that is not for him. Oh, metal scorpion. That's not a slime. Forrest kind of tripped me up there for a second.
Right, so Rye Guy, he's heading back out of this cave here. He's got his gold set up. I'm hoping he doesn't decide to take a death here. He did have a heal more, so he's going to burn that, continue to try to get away from this guy.
But if he does take a death, he did get the double gold, so that would be a good choice on his part. But he's making it out right now. And we have Stags in the Grave of Garen right now.
Yeah, so Stags could very easily see this and do the exact same thing. Take a quick death, get back to the castle, initiate that gold grind, especially when he's going to find what's down here. Kind of disappointing.
Yeah, and so right now it looks like the token is possibly in the Spike Tile in Hawksness, but also we have not seen the town of Garenham, and we do know that there's 3 chests there, and it could be that the Staff Turning Cave is behind Garenham as well.
Very possible, and again, we still haven't seen Swamp Cave yet. That's the one thing that we are waiting on because, that could be that Garenham could be on the other side of it, because we do know that most everything on this is at least on one continent. We do have a way into Sharlock without having to go through Swamp. So it could just be that Garenham is the only place on the other side of the Swamp Cave.
True. And all our runners exploring and getting some kills in as they go around. Unfortunately, Stags was taken out by the Star Wyvern. We'll see if he uses that to set up a gold grind.
I mean, at this point, he knows, so you might as well, and just doesn't take advantage of it.
Actually, I did not see him check the shops in Cantlin. I know he checked the coordinates, but I was looking at the other screens when he was elsewhere.
He did stop in. He took a look at the shop real quick that had it. He's going to drop down into Tablet Cave and see what's here in the free shot here.
That'd be kind of ironic if it's there, since I believe all of our runners have bypassed it thus far.
Yep, I believe everybody has taken a step inside and then just walked off because they didn't have torches or anything and just didn't feel like doing a Dark Delve on this one.
Yeah, and the expo. What do we have? And it's gold.
I like gold.
But level 9 did bring the spell of outside, so not too much of a time loss for him.
Right, so at least he knows that that's down there. I mean, that's another gold grind. It's a little bit of a longer one, but not really worth it in the middle of a race where you do have the experience lead. Of course, Marashu is super quickly closing that lead.
Marashu and Raigai are both closing it. Marashu has surpassed him, actually. And Raigai is making short work of these enemies in this little zone that he's found as he takes out another Magic Wyvern.
Yeah, Stag's just having a really tough time with these Star Wyverns. At least having to try and run twice from each one that I've seen him encounter. So that's taking up a little bit of time, especially without Hurtmore. Yeah, it's going to take up some time. And it looks like Rye Guy has found us another town that we haven't seen yet, I believe.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It could be the town of Garenham.
That would super quickly make this to be a one continent map, unless this would have Swamp Cave, which would lead to the other continent just literally only having staff Turned possibly.
Oh, that's another thing that could happen. Luckily, all our runners do have the Silver Harp, so if they go that way, it's only going to be a one-way trip. Or correction, it's only going to be a one-time trip. And unfortunately, Marashu gets taken out by the Fun Police yet again. I believe he's the only person to die to them tonight, and it's been twice.
Was that Marashu or was it Rye Guy? Because I thought each of them have seen it now. The only one that hasn't is Stags, I think. I could be wrong.
Maybe chat can help us out here. There's 3 screens to look at. It could be that we are looking at different ones at the same time.
Indeed. Stags and Hawksness again, though, so it looks like he may be trying out this shot at the Axe Knight again. And he's going to give it a shot. He's hitting for a significant bit more, but the Axe Knight still just punched him a lot harder than he is. And
yeah, that Silver Shield would be like really helpful right here. Did he get it? Or is he going back in for a second
No, he's
shot?
going back in for a second shot. He stepped back, used a little bit of herbage. Now he's hitting for 11 instead of 6, so now the sword is a more viable option. He has a couple of heal mores here, so this could help him, and a significant HP gain on level from 8 to 9, so this may be a good shot for him to take it down.
Yeah, it's always good to get a little DL2 practice in before you go in for the real thing.
But that Axe Knight maxing out at 28, that just hurts to watch.
So with Erdrick's Sword hitting an Axe Knight for 7, that is what's the strength at right now?
I'm not 100% sure. I haven't seen anybody look at their stat screen a bit, but he did get level 10 off of that. No significant gains, but he does have the token, so he has all 3 pieces. And on his last point of health.
He's got to be really happy right now. Marashi is going in. He may be able to take out that Axe Knight as well. But Stags, for the moment, has the exploration advantage. But we still haven't seen Garenham. We still haven't seen the Staff Turning Cave. And it could be that both are on another continent on the other side of the realm.
Yeah, so Stags, like I said, Stags right there with that last little bit of HP. He took the death and went home, but he does have the advantage of exploration at this point. Now he just got to find that last bit that he needs, either Swamp or Garenham. And I guarantee you, if he finds Garenham first, the Swamp's going to be on. It's going to be on the other side. If he finds Swamp Cave, that could easily be that Garenham has. Garenham could be the other side of Swamp Cave. So if that's the case, this could easily be that the other side will have Staff Cave as well.
True. So far, it seems like a fairly small landmass that they've explored. It just seems like, I don't know, they haven't words explaining it. They haven't gone very far in any like northwest, east, south, or direction. It's just kind of hanging within about 50 tiles of Tanagal.
Yeah, super small map from the feel of things. So Marashu did end up taking down the Axe Knight pretty significantly easy. He's got his token, so now he's in search mode as well. Unfortunately, as it sits right now with the super low MP, it is still, unfortunately, not a grindable spot for that Axe Knight just yet.
Which is unfortunate, because that's what they need to do more than anything else right now.
And Stag's finding the AK-47, trying to get away from him. That AK-47 is hitting super hard too.
Gets away. That's really good to see for him. Lets him explore a little bit more, and unfortunately, he runs into the bane of his run right now.
Yeah, these Star Wyverns are just not being nice to him. He's going to lose a little bit of HP here, but I think he's going to finally get away on the third try.
And we find another town. Must be Garenham, right?
I was getting ready to say, I think this may be Garenham right here. So he's got Yep, there it is. So he's got Garenham. Now we know the Staff Cave is going to be on the other side.
Staff Cave is on the other side, or the Swamp Cave is on the other side. And if it's a Swamp Cave, it's going to lead to the Staff Cave. So either way, he's making forward progress, I believe.
And Guy finding a cave. This looks like it could be...
I believe that's the grave of Garen.
Okay, so yeah, I've missed it each time that somebody's gotten to it. So now that I see it, we have the grave of Garen there. If I'm Stags, I take a quick rest, get my HP back, and move forward.
We got a little bit of gold, and at this point, they're probably just looking for the fighter's ring. That actually, given how much they were hitting the X-Knights for, that 2 attack power could make a pretty good difference.
Oh, most definitely. But again, there was one song in there that had absolutely nothing in it. So, and we have Cave right there.
Wow. And so this officially puts him in, well, not quite in grind and go, because he has to go back to the Jerk Cave, but he does have everything he needs to get there.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, he just needs to find him a very comfortable grind spot and just grind it out. Because it looks like Fighter's Ring is going to be down there in the bottom of Charlotte Castle. And other than that, I mean, he's grinding goat. He just needs to do what he needs to do. I wouldn't even bother trying to make a gold grind for that silver shield. I mean, he's got the advantage. He's got the knowledge. He knows where things are at. Marashu finding the free cave, and that's going to have a cursed belt in it.
Yeah, the first curse belt that we've seen thus far, I believe. And that means there's probably one more in Charlotte Castle.
Yep, so Charlotte looking like it's just going to have a bunch of gold, a bunch of herbs, and the fighter's ring. Other than that, our guys just need to get where they need to go. Stags has the exploration advantage, so all he needs to do is get back over to Jerk Cave and kind of find him a nice comfy spot. He does have the knowledge of where those metal slimes are, but I mean, with as quickly as they're running away from him, I don't foresee it as a significant grind spot.
Yeah, the grind spot where the metal slimes were was, I believe, a forest and a plains. And the encounter rate is just a little too low, combined with the fact that there's other monsters there. I think the Axe Knight is probably going to be the choice for our runners, especially since I didn't see much special from them other than just hitting really hard.
And the fact that we are missing Swamp Cave completely, that is a spike tile that they're missing out on entirely.
Wouldn't it be funny if the randomizer knew that they didn't need to go to the second continent and both sides of the Swamp Cave were on the second continent?
That would be something else.
Gotta talk to Magru about that and see if that's a possibility. Anyways, we have Stags back at Tanagal. Looks like he's heading straight for where the Jerk Cave is.
Yeah, no, and I agree, Kaimon. I would just I would laugh on the inside. I couldn't let that one out on stream, but I would definitely laugh on the inside. So once again, Star Wyvern give him a little bit of trouble. Looks like he's going to hit him with a stop spell. He's tired of being put to sleep.
Good to see it. Oh, wow. Is he going to take it out? He's going to heal more. He might just kill it just to get away.
He has said enough is enough.
And it's a little over 100 XP, so it's not necessarily a bad kill. That being said, Marashu is just plowing through the experience right now.
Yeah, he has taken a considerable jump in his experience through here.
Oh, and he does get level 10, which comes with 15 NP, which I believe improves their NP score by 40-ish%. They're going to need another couple more levels like that in order to be a formidable opponent for the Dragon Lord 2, but it's definitely going to make that Axe Knight grind a little bit easier once he finds Garenham with the Staff Turning Cave behind it.
Yeah, and that's, with their current magic point sitting where it's at, that's at least a significant one, almost 2 heal mores completely. So very, very nice level 11. We'll see how this plays out. Of course, he has a different build than everybody else, so we'll see what everybody else gains, but we at least know that there's a considerable magic jump at 11.
And, oh, Stag's getting taken out by another Star Wyvern. Oh, that's hard to see. That's really hard to just look at.
Yeah, those Star Wyverns are not being very nice to him tonight at all. He has just not had a good time. It's either unable to run from them and then taking a couple of hits and being able to run, or getting put to sleep and get knocked out completely. So he's just having a rough time with those things.
He is, and when he's swinging at them, he's not hitting very hard, which doesn't bode well for our runners. There was a 10 strength increase at level 11, but considering that the power or the lack thereof that they're displaying right now means that in addition to MP, we probably need a few more strength gains as well.
Yeah, again, I've not seen anybody bring up a status menu, so I haven't really seen what our strength stat looks like, but if they're still hitting for only about 8 to 10 on a Star Wyvern, we're kind of still hurting in that department. But again, it is still mid-game-ish. We started off pretty jetty, and it's kind of starting to plateau out here.
That is true, and we have Stags heading towards Hawksness. He's fighting an Axe Knight that isn't on the spike tile.
Yeah, so Axe Knight's just saying they're going to guard Hawksness completely. They don't care.
And that's one more. Actually, one more pretty much anything in that zone will give him the next level.
And he pulls a Demon Knight. These Demon Knights are super trolly because they have a super high agility. So they're able to dodge quite a few things.
It's true. I believe it's a 1/4 dodge rate for them. Someone in chat, please back me up on that. But this Magiwyvern right here will be enough for that level 11. He'll be glad to see that 10 strength. And sounds like, or possible that he'll have a little bit easier time taking this Axe Knight down on the spike tile. Maybe getting level 12 before he heads back. We'll see.
And Ryguy find the Jerk Cave finally, so he is now got that information. The only person not to find Jerk Cave thus far is Marashu, but he is also still in the process of trying to find Garenham as well.
Yeah, it looks like Garenham was in the southeastern portion of the continent in a swamp. Marashu is nowhere near there. He's closer to home. I'm not sure where Ryguy is.
Sorry about that. Yeah, Rai, he just passed where Jerk Cave was, so he is around that area, which I don't believe is anywhere close to Garenham at the moment. But again, I could be wrong because I only saw Garenham as Stags was entering it.
Yeah, Stag's taking an unfortunate trip home right now.
Yeah, he thought level 11 was going to be just enough, and that Axe Knight rolled maximum on a off-the-wall shot, and he just took just enough damage.
All right, Marashu taking out that rogue scorpion. Stag's there as well. That's a nice little enemy to find right now. Their defense is somewhat high, but the low hit points making them pretty easy to take out with that Urgic Sword. Oh, and Ryguy is finding Garenham right now. Or correction, he's about to.
All right, so now we've got a little bit of a race on our hands because Ryguy does know where Jerk Cave is, so he's able to go ahead and catch up a little bit here as well.
And Marashu and Ryguy finding Garenham at the same time, not entering it at the same time though. Fortunately, Marashu being held up by a Demon Knight, but he's in there as well.
Yeah, so Marashu getting some super nice luck, being able to take out those Demon Knights without the super trolly dodge they've got.
Yeah, and we have Stags is trolling that desert looking for some mid-tier enemies to take out, maybe get level 12 before he goes back to that Axe Knight.
Yeah, and he is absolutely closing in that level gap between himself and Marashu. Rai Guy as well. I mean, he's just a couple, maybe 100 points behind Stags. So, this is really close to end game. Has closed up to be a super tight race.
Yeah, this is one of the closer races I've seen, and it's amazing how there wasn't a whole lot of divergence in the beginning. It looks like Stags was getting a little bit of an edge, and then all of a sudden, our runners have within a couple hundred of experience of each other. They are all pretty much the same experience or exploration level. They all just need the jerk cave pretty much. And at this point, it's pretty much anyone's race.
Yeah, and these are the kind of races that you just love to watch. Nobody really has, you can see, a commanding lead early due to a metal slime kill, but that gap was closed up, and now everybody has kind of really caught up to each other. Everybody has the knowledge of each location. Now it's just simply how quickly do you get there, and where do you find a grind spot? And right now, I think viably the grind spot is going to be Hawksness on that Axe Knight tile for a little while. Stag's got 34 magic points at maximum. You got a couple of Healmores there.
Yes, where Stags is right now on that desert with the Spectres and the Magiwyverns, he's doing pretty good for himself. As soon as he hits level 12, once we see the stats there, that'll be the deciding factor if he goes back to Hawksness or not. One more enemy in that zone should give him that level 12.
Yeah, Stag's finding a Spectre, hitting him with the Hakai, sending that thing out of there. Again, the excellent move was about 45 hit points. We're still seeing quite the lack of strength, I think, right now is the best way to call it. So we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully level 12, 13 brings a little bit more of a punch to it.
And Stags is ironically challenging an Axe Knight on that same zone right now. Takes it out, gets level 12, and we'll see where we end up.
And looking at Rai Guy, guess what he has found? He has found him a nice little swamp cave. So he's got a spike here he can check to maybe see if it's a grindable spot.
I'm not sure if there's anything in the randomizer that's much more grindable than an Axe Knight, but we'll see. And it's a golem. Oh, wow.
Hitting for 18, you have the fairy flute. I say it's a grindable spot for a little bit.
I'm not sure. With that punch more hitting for 35, it's going to be, they're going to go through Healmores pretty quick unless they get really lucky. And Stags actually is taking the fairy flute strat on the golem that he found in the overworld, so I guess we'll get to see how well it goes.
Well, so far getting a couple of hits in. The golem is staying pretty sleepy here. He might have him a viable little jump here in experience.
Yeah, hitting the golem a little bit harder than I expected. Hitting for 25, 22, 19, and an excellent move is going to take him down for that 255 experience.
He said, go ahead and stay asleep permanently. Wow, way to play that one, Stags.
And that Warlock's got to seem so pedestrian after that, I imagine.
Right? It's like Axe Knight, all kinds of Spectres, Golem, and Warlock.
And we're seeing him stay here and not head towards Hawkness. That's a spicy move. I mean, he's hitting pretty good right now. They've got a little bit more MP than they had. The HP is up there where a Healmore actually is a pretty... They're not wasting a Healmore at this point. So, head to Hawksness. Maybe he's just going to fight here until he's out and then head there.
I think so. I mean, at this point, though, looking at it, he gained a significant amount of HP, and it looks like a significant bit of strength with level 12. So I missed level 12, and it looks like it was definitely worth the wait on this
one. Level 12 was 3 strength, but it was a good amount of hit points.
Did we get at least a magic jump, or are we still sitting pretty hurt?
It's not great.
Yeah, and of course, Kaimon in chat saying that they have everything except for Hurtmore. So, super trolley leveling scheme on this one.
Yeah, it's almost like those no Hurtmore seeds we saw earlier in the Winter League.
Yep, and here we go again. He's got another golem. He's already put him to sleep and staying asleep for a little bit here, and waking up and giving him the hands.
Yeah, but it's easy enough to put him back to sleep. He's got one more heal more in the tank. He won't need it just quite yet. Still swinging pretty good on those golems. 17 to 26 at this point is what I've seen. So taking it down in 5 or 6 swings. There's a 15 there.
And he's making him stay asleep here too. So he's definitely getting a little more luck with these golems than he has had all night. With those Star Wyverns.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get an estimate on their current strength based on what he was doing to that golem.
Yeah, so it looks like Marashu here is going to take the Axe Knight strategy and run with it, since he has level 12 and is kind of hitting him for a little more than what he has been. Again, viable strat. I like the play. He and Stags are pretty neck and neck here. Stags, I still don't believe, has gone to go get his rainbow drop yet.
He knows where it is. I believe he knows where it is. So he may be just prioritizing grinding over the exploration, knowing that Charlock is so close, and honestly knowing that the Jerk Cave is so close. It may be something that he's just going to wait a little bit longer for.
Yeah, and with that, he does know for the fact that he does still have to make that dive. So it's one of those, play it out, gain a few more levels before you try it. He did hit 13. I missed the level on that.
I did as well. Maybe someone in chat can back us up on what kind of stat gain he got.
So, I mean, it looks like he's still having some issues with these Star Wyverns, and it's going to hit him for some sleep and probably send him home with that baby breath again. Not a good night for Star Wyverns, for Stags.
Doing some quick math, it looks like their strength may not be as low as I was thinking in the beginning. If he hit for the mid-20s on the golem, that means that their strength is at least 110-ish, probably somewhere between 110 and 120. At level 12, that's... Oh! Can someone clip that?
Gotcha. So Myth Carrion says 3 strength, 4 MP. Don't remember the HP, but it wasn't much. So looks like level 13 wasn't super grand, but that was amazing. Now, did I miss something there, Elmore? Did you see something I missed?
No, he brought up his stat screen for about a half a second.
Gotcha.
No, looks like Ryguy's heading towards Hawksness to join Marashu in that grind, and we'll see what's better. Right now, Stags has the slight advantage. None of our... Correction, one of our runners has the rainbow drop right now, being Marashu. Ryguy is still looking for Erdrick's token.
Yeah, so Stag's taking a pretty significant shot on these Star Wyverns. He's finally going to hit him with that stop spell. He is just tired of being put to sleep.
And taking it out with the excellent move 479. And he's going to take that experience and fight another one. Yes.
All right, so DK has our stats up here. 47, 57, 93, 48. Attack power is only 87 right now. So, yeah, we are still significantly down in the down at the bottom of our range for anything right now at level 13.
Oh, wow.
This could be a long night. And of course, the absolute trolliest of spell learning, they still don't have Hurtmore at level 13. Hurtmore right now would super bring things into a little more perspective, because two Hurtmores take those Axe Knights down. Yeah, I'm seeing that this is going to be a little bit of a night for these guys until they get that spell or they get a little more strength.
But as we've seen, all it takes is one level, and you get some pretty significant stat gains. So I think that's what our runners are hoping for. Stags has still a little bit of an experience gain, 500 over Marashu, who has a little bit of an exploration advantage just because he does have that rainbow drop, so he doesn't have to spend that time going for it once they reach the level of... Once they reach the go mode level.
Yeah, and of course, everybody's now on the grind mode here in Hawksness, just getting out what they can. Ryguy taking a little bit of an advantage, or, well, I won't say advantage, but at least a helpful spot here, since he is quite a bit behind in experience, but he's only got one magic point left, so it means he's going to either have to take off, go back to town, or he's going to take a death here and warp back. It's not a horrible walk, at least.
Yeah, and he does have that silver shield, so he's not too worried about the gold. He is the only runner right now with the silver shield as well, which may help him out with this grind.
Yeah, I honestly, at this point, I just foresee that everybody is going to kind of hit the same spot, same grinding area. It's going to be, hey, who's going to get there first? And then, of course, there's always the great equalizer of the delve through Charlotte Castle. It is a full dive since it is standard flags, so it's going to be fun.
Fun is one way to put it. We have not seen werewolves yet. We have not seen blue dragons yet. We have not seen green dragons yet. So there's a number of Sharlock tier enemies that could have some special abilities that our runners are not going to be appreciative of.
And actually, Ryguy has seen a couple of blue dragons.
Oh, I guess I missed something. But did we see anything special on them, or just kind of hitting hard?
They had a little bit of early punch. Did drop to a couple of blue dragons very early in the run. So I didn't really see anything amazing about them yet, but again, it was super early and it was a one-hit. So right now, everybody in super grind mode. Ryguy hitting back into Hawksness, back at full HP MP. This will be an easy grind for him for a little bit. Again, with that silver shield, he's going to take a little bit less damage than everybody else. So it could give him at least another turn or another night at even at the best moments here to be able to get a little catch up in experience.
Yeah, and with the HP they got at level 13 in the 90s there, it's going to make it a little bit more sustainable at that grind spot. They'll be able to stay there a little bit longer, probably see 14, and maybe... No, they'll probably see 14. May not go as far as 15, but they'll be able to stick it a little bit longer.
Yeah, and of course that also does depend on which level these guys do see heal more. Or hurt more. And Stag's taking the advantage here. He's going to stay outside with these golems since he does see Axe Knights and whatnot outside. He's going to take a little bit of that experience boost off these golems. Fairy Flu strats for the win, right?
I believe this is the third one he's going to be taking out now.
Yep, Golem number 3. And again, Golem number 3 brings 760-ish experience ahead of what normally he would have been.
And more importantly, one golem is going to take him to the next level. So we'll get to see if 14 is the magic level that brings hurt more and maybe a few more stats for our runners.
Well, here we go. We're going to go ahead and take a look at that level 14 here real quick. Looking like 9 power, 18 speed, 8 HP, 2 MP, and there's Hurtmore. So that is a game changer right there.
Oh, and he's going to head right back in.
Yeah, I mean, Hurtmore not really working on the golems, but they do work on them on the knights here. 10 magic points for a kill. I'll take that all day, every day.
Of note, though, is our runners still have a very, very low strength and MP. So at level 14, nowhere near the level they need to get into the Dragon Lord 2. And more importantly, as you mentioned earlier, we haven't been on that dive down in Charlock, so we don't know if they will need extra MP for the dive down.
Right. And, it's one of those, you also kind of stop and think, do we continue grinding the Axe Knights, or do we try and do a Charlock grind? In my opinion, I'm staying right here with the Axe Knights for a bit, because, again, it's the great equalizer for a reason.
It is, and the knowledge of what's in Charlock would be good, but with the grind location that they're at, so close to home, so close to other towns to heal up on, getting to that level 16, 17, 18, whatever is necessary to go down and face the Dragon Lord is probably a little bit more beneficial right now.
And of course, looking at Stags, now that he's got Hurtmore, he is just grinding through these Axe Knights like butter.
Yeah, he's definitely tearing away a little bit. Still less than 1,000 HP above Murashu, but that could change here. Although he is going to go back, he's going to refill for free and head back and continue that grind.
Yeah, he's 12 Axe Knights away from level 15. I'm thinking 15, I may go take a peek in a Charlock. Worst comes to worst, you get to the bottom and you can at least kind of take a look at what what kind of delve or what kind of challenge you're going to have trying to go down there.
Yeah, check out that spike tile, see what's on it. It could be someone easy, it could be not. That's something that's kind of a known right now.
Like I said, it's I think the super strategic play. You get down there, you're easily going to be able to take a look. If the dive is not terrible, you can always take a look at the spike tile. If anything, you're going to at least be able to grind a little bit in there and try to hit at least 16 and gain that extra magic points you're going to need.
And it's not that much of a time loss because Charlock is not that far away from where they are right now. And while we're
Charlock, I was going to say Charlock is a super close walk, and as well as you've got a few plays, so you can you do have a few enemies you can at least get some experience from, but again, it's all going to depend on how the guys kind of want to play this one out.
That's true. While we're sitting here grinding on some Axe Knights, let me put a plug in for our Dragon Warrior Randomizer Winter League, our final rounds. It's going to be 2 rounds of 4 contestants. Angel FM, Mr. Holmes, High Spirits, and DK9146. The first round is going to be this coming Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Pacific. And the second round will be Sunday at the same time, 8 p.m., 5 p.m. Pacific.
Now, while we're going ahead and doing our wonderful shameless plug here for that, we have that race Thursday. Do we know what that race entails? Because if I'm not mistaken, it is complete and utter chaos.
It is chaos. Chaos with consistent chance among the enemies, but also, and this is the big also, normal XP speed. So they are going to have to level at the vanilla pace.
And absolutely everything and anything is going to have absolutely anything and everything, to include the kitchen sink. And I hear those kitchen sinks hurt.
They can be. There is one enemy in Zone 0 that has a maximum of 5 HP. Other than that, it's anyone's guess. You could have red slimes with 5 HP that give 255 experience. You could have red slimes with 255 HP that give 5 experience.
And then, of course, that same red slime with 5 HP could have a 75% chance of having DL2. That's just exactly how crazy it can get.
Absolutely. It is what they call chaos.
And hey, it's one of those that that is kind of where a race can be made or broken completely. So I am looking forward to seeing this race.
I am as well. I really enjoy those chaos seeds because it's just, I guess, I don't want to say it's a great equalizer, because the knowledge and experience our runners have of playing this game definitely come into play. But it's a flag set where people with a little bit of ingenuity can do some great things.
Oh, most definitely. So we do have Rye Guy going back to Cantlin, getting a little bit of rest in. Stags, he's looking at his stats here a little bit. He's getting ready to hop in here and grab him a quick rest. I think with level 15, I think that Stags is getting ready to say, you know what, let's go take a look.
And he is casting Repel, so that's definitely a clear sign that he's ready to explore.
Yep, super heavy indicator of what's to come. So again, we're going to get to take a look at Charlotte Castle. He's going to go pick up his rainbow drop, and or he's heading back to the grind spot. I'm not sure. We'll see here in a second. Like I said, at my point, at my thought process, I'm level 15. I'm kind of able to one-hit some stuff. Let's go take a look and see what we got. Of course, Star Wyvern's taking a hurt more and going away.
Yeah, that hurt more is definitely putting more of a hurt on the Star Wyverns now that he has that spell. Sorry, I had to.
Oh no, he's just decided that vengeance is his at this point. All game, they have been the bane of his existence, and now he has the upper hand.
And looks like he's eschewing a Charlock dive and going straight back to that grind spot. Gonna see what level 16 brings him.
Yeah, it didn't look like his strength had increased too much. His max HP was 116, but his max MP is still only in the 50s. I'm not. Yeah, 103 attack and 52. Yeah, 16 is good, but again, I'd still take the dive just to see what's there.
And also remember, another reason why a dive would be beneficial for Stags 28 right now is that he's going to get there and realize that he's not traded in for the rainbow drop yet. So I'm actually kind of concerned right now with how much time has passed that he's forgotten that he hasn't turned it in yet.
And it could be that our trackers missed it, but again, I don't think so. I think that he's honestly not turned this in yet.
Nah, I think we've been staring at Stags and Hawksness for quite some time now, and the only thing that's changed since then is the other two players joining in.
Yeah, so Rye Guy, he's instead of taking the Death Warp, he's going to go back. He's going to spend 20 gold, get his gear back, or get his stats back up, and head back in for another grind.
Yeah, the walk back to the end instead of the Death Warp, I think, is probably a wash at this point, but it might be a little bit faster. Actually, yeah, it's substantially faster. Tanagle is pretty good ways away compared to Cole.
Yeah, so Stag's going to do the same thing. He's going to go back, get his magic and everything back up. take another shot in and go back to his grind. He'll hit 16 here pretty soon, as well as Marashu kind of right behind him, and Ryguy just a little bit farther back in the grind. But as soon as he hits 15, he'll get that hurt more, and he'll start hitting hard just like everybody else is. So, again, still a close race.
That it is.
And Chet bringing up a good point. Marashu with enough of a grind here is going to have enough for a silver shield here very soon.
And maybe that was his plan all along. As Stags fights another golem. So far, it looks like over 10% of his experience this run is going to come from golems. It makes you wonder if why he hasn't been doing that the whole time.
Oh, I don't doubt that. I mean, these golems have been super nice to him. They stay asleep. Of course, he's swinging so much harder now. He's in the 18s, got a 34 there. So yeah, I'm thinking, and of course, golems are another possible enemy in the bottom of Sharlock. So another grind. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, we'll not go there. It's a thought.
That it is. And looks like we are, after this Axonite, he's going to be 1 XP away from level 16. Oh, actually, no, sorry, it's 9750, not 9500. What am I saying? I can't even do my math right. He's at 9049.
All good. However, looking at Marashu's screen over here, Marashu has closed the gap considerably.
He has, but he's going to have to run out and refill his experience. I think that's kind of, they've been alternating experience, or refills experience. They've been alternating trips back to the inn, so it seems like one starts to catch up and then the other starts to run away again.
Yeah, but again, kind of looking at this, the advantage is still in Marashu's favor because he doesn't have to make that trip to get the rainbow drop.
True, and with 3 power at level 16. Oh, how much MP was that? 26?
That was 26. That was spicy.
It's definitely got. It's not enough to go face the Dragon Lord, obviously, especially with the low strength that they currently have. But what it means is that his next trip to Hawksness is going to be substantially longer than it was. Almost, actually, no, exactly 50% longer because he has 50% more MP than he had previously.
Yeah, that is a super spicy level, and that right there is going to help him considerably on this grind. I'm thinking, hey, again though, we're still lacking in the strength department, so we're still in a grind mode. We're looking at 17, 18 unless we get something significant from 17.
And the way things are going, 18 might be kind of on the edge. Do you go or not?
Well, I mean, I am the edge.
And with our wonderful tracker, Kamiana Renalkai, making Bono jokes. I don't know if that's has anything to do with the edge as well.
Why not, right?
But no, if our runner... Actually, I do have a question here. If you're on the fence at level 17 or 18, do you go?
Okay. My personal, yes, I go. I honestly go now. Again, this is just my thought process. The more information I have, the better. That did not expect the Bono jokes. I go in and get the information. Just for the simple fact is if I have a knowledge of what the spike tile is at the bottom of Sharlock, and I know how easy the dive is, that makes my grind that much easier.
Absolutely. I'm with you. So maybe a dive at 17 or 18, depending on the stats. And then if it's not going well, come back, grind another level.
Oh yeah, this one, and honestly, it depends again on our magic game within the next couple of levels or so. We're still only at 76 magic points at level 16. This could easily be an 18 or 19 seed.
That is true. Another thing to bring up is I believe Ryguy is using a Strength Agi seed, or a name with the Strength Agi bonus. So he's going to go down there with a substantial agility advantage. That may make a difference on the way down as well.
On top of that, Marashu is literally about 1,000 gold away from a silver shield just off of this grind. So next question. If you're Marashu, you know that Caitlyn is on the way. Do you stop in and get a silver shield?
If you got the gold, I say yes. If the difference between, say, 83 or 93 defense the difference between 80 and 84 defense on the way down is going to be substantial in terms of what you are repelling, which they are going to want to do. If not just to use less MP fighting and having to heal up from enemies, but just the amount of time it takes to run away or take 2 or 3 turns to run away from some of them.
Yeah, and then of course the other piece to that, and I may have missed it due to a conversation I was having kind of personally here, is repel. It does work in dungeons.
Standard tournament flag, so I believe it does work in dungeons. Let me check.
If that is the case, I mean, if you have enough defense, you can defense break most of Charlotte Castle.
Yeah, confirm that repel is on in dungeons. So the getting 80 for the wizards, I believe 86 for werewolves and star wyverns, and 88 for green dragons. With the amount of agility they have thus far, all of that seems fairly achievable. Unfortunately, they're going to need the silver shield to do it.
And 17 does bring some spiciness on that level. 14 strength, 2 agility, 5 HP, and 9 magic. This is the point where you take a serious think about dropping down there and seeing what you can find out.
Unfortunately, they don't have quite enough hit points to go with the Death Necklace strats, especially with the still relatively low mana that they have.
Well, I believe Stags there does have roughly about 86-ish magic. So, yeah, you've got 10 in the tank, but not enough, honestly, with the strength that we're still lacking. Even with a 14 strength gain, we're still hurting a little bit.
Yeah, 80 strength, I believe, at level 17 for 120 AP. Even if they go down and get that fighter's ring in the Charlock Armory, still, and it could very well be on Judge's Table too, so that's not a guarantee. 122, 132 with the Death Necklace, not quite enough.
Yep, so Stags is going for it now. He has completely bypassed Hawksness, and he is heading into Charlotte Castle. We're going to see if we missed it or if it's just some craziness and he's missed it himself. Of course, he is also on his way to that cave, so it could just be he had this planned all along to pick it up on his way in.
Yeah, I figured his plan was to pick it up, and I'm glad that he's decided to remember that he doesn't have it yet.
Yeah, so we have Marashu now with level 17, and he looks like he is getting ready to do the exact same thing, and he picks up a silver shield. It was in Cole as well. 120 attack, 94 defense, 87 magic points. Driver's seat for Marashu as well. So yeah, I think at this point, is Marashu heading back into Hawksness? He is.
He is, and I guess he thought that it just wasn't quite good enough. I'm still not convinced that 10 in the tank is enough when you have as low of hit points and mana combined, or and strength as you do. It's even with fairy water, you're not looking pretty good.
Yeah, again though, it's the knowledge of what is down there for me. Again, I like to have the knowledge, but Stags is heading back to all he did was go get his drop, so he's just going to do the exact same thing, which means he's now dropped just a little bit behind Marashu, I believe, in the experience department, or they're pretty close to dead even.
Yeah, and I guess we have an idea of what that detriment was for not getting a rainbow drop earlier, and it seems like it means they're dead even now. They are within, 100 XP of each other? They're both starting fresh with full MP. This is a race, people.
Yeah, so I mean, at this point, it's both of them are in the driver's seat. But the amazing thing is Ryguy's not out of this yet either. He has his drop. He's just grinding at this point. He's right behind with these guys, so it's anybody's race still. And again, if Ryguy decides to drop at 17 and gets super lucky throughout the entire thing and gets down there with minimal use of heal more, he could pull something out of his out of a hat, man.
He could do that. Yes, I'm not convinced that he's going to have much success, but we've seen stranger things happen. More importantly is what is level 18 going to bring, and more importantly is what is Charlock going to bring. We've seen the Fun Police. They haven't seen too out of the ordinary other than just hitting real hard and being difficult to run away from. But there's other Charlock enemies we haven't seen. Who knows what could happen?
Yeah, so, grind to 18. We see where this goes. 18 is, I think if you have an magic game, but you have a super nice strength game, I think you make the consideration.
Definitely. One or the other, I think, is what they need right now. If they get a lot of MP, they can make it up with heal mores. If they get a lot of strength, they can make it up with swing. If they get a lot of HP, they can throw on the death necklace. There's a lot of different things that could happen right now.
Yeah, at this point, it is just really dependent on whatever 18 brings. And if 18 is a mediocre level, then it's a 19 grind.
Yeah, if they get double-digit strength, though, I think that's going to be their cue to start heading down.
Yeah, because even strength at this point, even a 10 strength, puts them pretty close to 126, 125, 126.
They're at 120 right now, AP, so 10 strength would put them to that magic 130. And if they get a little bit of hit points to go up, I think we're about to find out. Hey, speaking of 10
strength. Okay, so that right there is the magic bell right there, I think.
Yeah, and 134 HP is definitely enough to equip that death necklace and still have the magic 97 HP. Actually, what is his defense right now? Because I believe Stags has not gotten that silver shield.
Yeah, he is the only one without it, so slight disadvantage for him in that notation. But again, he is sitting pretty nicely as far as the rest of his stats. And Marashu right behind him with his stats. So Marashu's heading back to go heal up and get ready to try to take this on as well.
Yeah, so Stag's getting some herbs. I believe he has 80 defense right now, maybe 82. Either way, the amount of hit points he's going to have after putting on the death necklace is going to be enough for him to be able to survive 2 Dragon Lord 2 breaths and whatever the Dragon Lord is swinging. So he's in a pretty good spot right now.
Yeah, 131 with 91, and he does have 82 defense, so yes, it is super doable at this point.
And Rye Guy is heading back into Hawksness. We know that this is probably going to be his last few attacks on that Axe Knight, and then he'll be joining the other two runners in Charlotte Castle.
Yeah, so again, this is honestly anybody's race, but it also, again, depends on what this equalizer looks like once they step foot in here. This could make or break depending on what the delve down into it looks like.
And it does look like they are repelling quite... Oh, no, I spoke too soon.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen. Put them lights and sirens out.
Able to get away, and then Murashu runs into one, gets away on the first try. Very nice. The AK-47 giving Stags quite a hard time, and Murashu is able to get behind the throne a little bit faster.
And Zarnax brings up a good point. Z had a big advantage over L here, just because of the build-outs, as far as punch power versus defense power.
That is true. That level 18 for Rye Guy is going to provide, I think, 93 defense. Not enough to repel the strongest of Charlock enemies, but definitely going to make it a little bit easier.
So the question is who gets the faster and easier grind? But yeah, Death Necklace is not much of an option for Murashu versus Stags being able to put it on with absolutely no problems. So Stags hitting that repel early, pulls up a green dragon.
Oh, did I miss? Is Murashu on a strength HP or strength agi? I thought he was strength HP. Have I been getting this wrong this entire time?
Oh yeah, he went with the L instead of the Z.
Oh yeah,
huge difference.
Rye Guy's got the Z on. I guess I got those backwards in the beginning. I've been tracking that wrong this entire time. Good thing that our actual tracker is much more expert than I am.
All good. Nonetheless, though, it does make a huge difference right at the end. And of course, Murashu using that experience he has to dark bump around versus Stags having to take that little bit of time to pull the torch out. It's going to give, I think, the little bit of advantage to Murashu for not having to rely on, just the few seconds it takes for the item to kick.
And there you see Stags running into a wizard. That is an encounter Murashu will not have because he both has the Silver Shield and additional agility from that Strength Agility build.
But kind of from the looks of this here, the both of them are right on each other's heels.
Yeah, I can't say for certain, but they're within one screen of each other. Murashu on the bottom floor and Stags about to take the stairs down.
Yeah, so Murashu not even bothering to hit the treasury. He's just going to go.
Yeah, 130 versus 132 attack power. If it was 4 more attack power, maybe. But actually, he's not able to put the Death Necklace on either, is he?
Nope, he is not. And yeah, his 130 is going to be 140. So Stags is able to, and as Stags is going to be able to put on the Death Necklace super without even hesitation. So this is going to be, I'm giving advantage Stags.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you there, especially since Murashu used some MP. So Stags has 11 heal mores in the tank, where Murashu only has 10.
Yeah, and of course, both of them, again, right on each other's heels. It's just going to be super interesting to see how this plays out right here.
We'll see if Murashu decides to put on the Death Necklace anyways. I don't think he is, but no, he's not.
No, but I think Stags is going to go for it right off the go, and there he goes with it. He's hitting the Death Necklace, so we now have a race on our hands right here.
All right, Murashu on Dragon Lord 2. We'll see how this goes. He hits for 12.
I mean, he still has the ability to take 2 hits at full health. So that does give him a slight advantage as far as the HP portion, but Stags is fixing to start hitting super hard and having to use an herb this early to try to keep his HP up. He's
Marashu hitting kind of hard. He had that 8 for the third swing, but followed it up with a 13 and now a 12. So he is hitting above average. It'll be interesting to see if he's able to pull it off.
And Stags first roll out, super low roll. But now he's getting up there with a 16, so this is going to be, yeah. And yeah, I do agree. Stags honestly did not need to waste time with those herbs. You got the one more heal more in the tank. I would have just taken it.
And Marashu with 2 13s in a row. He is hitting about as hard as he can. This is pretty good.
Yeah, Stags is over here hitting super high rolls. I just saw him roll out another 18. So yeah, it's gonna come down to it, and then of course a low roll on that.
Another 12 for Marashu. He's getting pretty close. I haven't been keeping count. I've been writing them down, but I haven't added them up yet.
Yeah, I've not been keeping the count myself, but here comes Rye Guy at level 18. He's coming up right behind him. If anything happens on a miss menu or anything like that, Rye Guy is right behind him. He could sneak up on this if anything happens to either of these two runners.
All right, so we've got one more heal more, so probably 2 more attacks for Mr. Marashu.
All right, throwing that last one out there. Hopefully he's got this in the bag.
And
there it is.
All right, break out your GGs for Marashu, the first person to defeat the Dragon Lord 2 with an amazing dive at level 18.
No, they're not. At this point, it is just it just comes down to that herb usage right there. I think if Stags had not decided to use those herbs and just continue forward, I think this would have been in the bag for him.
Certainly a close one. As he defeats the Dragon Lord 2, he's heading back to the castle. He's going to talk to the king. And we have Rye Guy fighting Dragon Lord 1 right now. So all of our runners very, very, very close.
Yeah, and we're going to check with our guys here, see if we can't get them in here for an after-game interview. I mean, this was just an amazing race on both of their parts. They just fantastically run that. I don't think this could have been any better of a race, to be in my opinion.
Alrighty. I think I can grab Marashu in. And we have Marashu joining us. GG, sir. Good game.
GG. That must have been exciting to watch, considering how close it was at the end there.
Oh, that was exceptionally close. You and Stags were neck and neck for a lot of the late game there. He had about 1,000-point XP lead on you, but he didn't get the rainbow drop until the very end, until he was about level 17. And so when he did that, you were able to catch up, and you both dove Charlock at exactly the same time.
Wow, that sounds really close indeed. Yikes.
Yeah, looking at the times you both, he had a little bit of a moment where he used a couple of herbs there in the DL1. Had he not done that, he was hitting harder because he was a strength build, and if he had not done that, it may have been maybe a split-second advantage to him, but you both came in super close right there at the end.
Yeah, my whole plan was to try leaning into my strength agility to repel everything in Charlock and rely on doubles to get through DL2.
And that was true. We did see a couple of wizards and other lower tier Charlock enemies on his side, where we did not see those on yours. And speaking of which, Stags 28, GG, sir. Good game. Great race.
Oh, thank you. That was a lot of fun. Good game, Marashu.
Yeah, GG.
Boy, walking up the entire way, I saw your dot done just as I was entering the Tentagel, and I thought, man, I don't know how I could have done too much cleaner on this.
A lot of it came... Now, I don't want to put all the blame on the Star Wyverns, but it definitely seemed that they did not have, or you did not have a very good time with them tonight.
No, they were big fans of me. Much less in the other direction.
All right, and break out your GGs for Rye Guy, who has also defeated the Dragon Lord 2, is finished with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 37 minutes, and 23 seconds. Very close race for all of our runners.
Just literally within 2 minutes of each other's. Now, Stags, you probably won't believe this, but we have been monitoring Star Wyverns on you all night. It literally took 2 turns at every Star Wyvern before you could actually get a run complete.
That's insane.
On top of that, the only way I think for you that could have been clearer, and it was brought up in chat, if you hadn't decided to use the herb there and just continued forward, you had the swing advantage because you're the only one that went with Death Necklace. You were the one who went with the Death Necklace. Marashi was unable to due to just a little bit lower HP.
Yeah, I wasn't 100% confident that I had enough. Or I figured I had enough, but it was close enough where I thought, one extra turn could be enough, and I didn't want to have to redive.
Fully understandable, though. I mean, just either way, though, you guys came up with a super clean race. 2 minutes of each other, and of start to finish. You guys ran a really good race tonight, and I don't think that one could have been any more exciting.
And with us right now is Ryguy 3745 GG, sir. Good race.
Thank you.
GG.
Yeah, GG.
Now, Rai, you were the only person to run into Blue Dragons and have any issue early game.
I mean, I was more annoyed around the 20-minute mark when I saw Cole was 6 steps away from the castle and had the sword. That was probably too long to take to get there.
And Stags 28 was the only person, or was the first person to find Erdrick Sword in Cole, and he had that for about 10, 15 minutes past our other runners.
Yeah, so you guys kept it super close, regardless of equipment. As far as equipment and item wise, you guys stayed pretty close to each other. With the exception of Stags, you did not grab that drop until level 17. Was that just intentional of you were just going to grab the drop and then head to Sharlock, and then you turned around and went back to Hawksness?
Yeah, it was totally in plan. I knew I had my grind spot. I knew exactly where the rainbow drop was, and I just figured, let's just get to just about go mode, and then go get the drop and kill whatever I kill along the way. And if I get closer to a level, then great. And if not, then I just go back to Hawksness and grind one more level and then go.
Well, I will tell you this much: the going back after the drop, you had 1,000 experience point lead over Marashu. As soon as you went and got the drop and went back to Hawksness, you guys were neck and neck the entire way, all the way till the end.
Yeah, I mean, either way, I would have had to get it. So either I get it when the walk is harder, or I get it when the walk is easier. So.
Well, either way, you guys, that was well played on both of you guys' part.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a fun rewatch.
It will be. That was one of the closer races that I've seen. And you guys definitely spent a lot of time in Hawksness together. But everything outside of that, you kind of seem to diverge just a little bit, as much as this relatively small map would allow you. And then it's amazing how you all kind of converged there at the end and were within about 1,000 experience of each other.
I was really frustrated when I learned that a red sent me home a screen away from Rimeldar. Because after that, I explored everything else and then decided to go back in that direction, because that was the only thing left that I'm aware of.
And Marashu, the Red Dragons were to you what the Star Wyverns were to Stags 28. I believe you were the only one to take multiple deaths to that. It was tough to see.
I think, though, in Charlock, I ran first try from every red dragon I saw. So I'll take that balance.
Yeah,
Not
you did
outside,
it.
not outside of Remolder, right? Because I was gonna say too, like, what percentage of speeds where you can get a
Oh,
key out is Remolder
sure.
like one step away from the castle, and it's all of them. And
Garenham.
of course, I saw a town. Right, I got the key out and saw a town. It's like, yeah, I know what that is. That's obviously.
Did I say Remolder? I meant Garenham.
All good. Now, it was interesting to see your final dive and how easy it was for you to get away from red dragons. And I was just like, man, that you couldn't have much better luck than that right there.
Well, agility is just a number, a good number.
It's a fun number.
And
Yeah,
Marashi, with your strength agi build, you definitely had significantly more agility than our other runners, I believe.
I definitely did not run well from the red dragons on the dive.
No, but you actually had a little better luck than was actually expected. Again, going into the last little bit, you were only literally one screen, and I mean for step for step, one screen behind Marashu.
And it seemed like every encounter, one of you would pass the other, and then the next encounter would cause the exact opposite to happen. That was a really close race.
That's pretty cool. Well, thank you so much for running comms and the trackers out there. I'm not sure who's tracking. Was that Kemian?
It's our wonderful expert tracker, Kemi and Renault guy.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for putting this weekly together. I'm excited that the weeklies are getting back into full swing.
Yeah, glad to be here. Glad you guys are able to run. Next week, our weekly will be the final match for the Winter League. But after that, I imagine that our normal weekly match will resume as usual. As always, our Wednesday weekly match at 10 p.m. will be active for those who wish to join us.
Most definitely, guys. And again, as we stated earlier, Thursday is that first race, followed by Sunday, the final race of the league. So make sure you catch those races. Stay tuned for channels and times of those races. We will definitely keep everyone up to date with that, as well as definitely go and follow each one of these runners, because they got these guys. Without them, we're kind of just talking to you guys. So
yeah, and follow our runners and also join our Discord. Linked in the chat is the Discord for the Dragon Warrior Randomizer. Great community. I've been in there for about a year. They were very friendly, brought me up to speed really fast, and right now I'm enjoying every single minute I'm in there. Please join us. Our summer tournament will be starting sometime this summer, and we run dual weeklies on Wednesdays and Sundays, and more importantly, as mentioned, the Winter League finals are Thursday and Sunday. Please join us for those.
all right, ladies and gentlemen, and I guess with that, we will bid everybody a good evening. Once again, follow these racers. Go and follow the staff, both Elmore St. James, myself, and Kaimon Renokai. This is Edge Talvern. Guys, have a good evening.